In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at In Woods, which is a roguelike survival game, and it was released last year. It's had some really good updates in that last year, and we are being sponsored today to take a look at it and see what it's all about. Now, I did actually play this on Twitch earlier, and I had a blast. It was a lot of fun and still reasonably challenging. Let's jump in, have a look through the settings, see what's up for offer, see what the end game content is like, and really delve into this. Looking at the settings then, they've actually added some really nice accessibility features for a game like this. It allows you to really customize and tailor your experience. Personally, for me, I've put auto attack on but kept auto aim off. I've left enhance effect on, and I've left all of the hide options off as well. I've turned the background music to about half, and I've put it on full screen at normal resolution, and I've left the cursor size at default as well. However, this is really awesome. It allows you to make the game as difficult or as hard as you want it to be, on top of its natural progression and difficulty scaling as well. It's really bright, it's really colourful, and it's really well done. Also, this game does come with controller support, so if you don't want to use the keyboard and mouse, you can use a controller, and personally I would recommend that. The reason why I've got auto attack on is purely because the way that you have to attack, it's constant presses. So if you suffer from arthritis or any other disabilities that mean that you get very sore very quickly, auto attack and auto aim are a godsend, and I really like that they've added this in. You only have the one save that I can see, but what they have done is they've allowed your permanent progression to be bought with gold coins, which you acquire through going through the levels and collecting them from destroying objects and things, and then you get a multiplier at the end depending on how long you stayed in and how many stars you got in the level. It costs you more each time, and you basically hold down to upgrade, and as you can see, you've got your upgrades here. This is just your offensive profile, then you've got your defensive here and your others here. There is a lot to upgrade, and whilst the bonuses aren't necessarily amazingly unique, they are incredibly useful for the game that you're playing. This is a piece of footage that was provided to me by the developers for the end game content, namely monster cards. What it does is it shows you the different cards you can get for the end game and what it actually does and how it gives you buffs. So if you can see here, you can upgrade them with gold coins, and you need a lot of them to be able to use all of them, etc. And it will increase your maximum health, increase your health recovery, give you defense, etc. depending on the monsters that you defeat. And obviously with it being hard game mode, it will be a lot harder to do that. You also have the different areas, so you can upgrade them from different area to different area. You've got your Skillful, your Robozone, and your Poiso Hell, which obviously either they haven't got yet or they haven't got round to increasing them. This is a really good system, and it does enable you to keep playing. It gives you more replayability even when you may have beaten the normal mode on the game. I really like it. I think it's a really unique way of doing things, and I'm very much looking forward to getting to this in the game itself. And finally, before we get into the game, we have your items. You've got your magic items, you've got your artifacts, you've got craftable, and you've got unique. This is just like a codex. It just shows you what it is you can get, and it shows you once you've unlocked it what it is they actually do. So you can take a look and really plan your runs. You can know what you want to go for when they come up, but obviously RNG does play a part. And again, there's a lot here. There's a ton to unlock. There's a ton to really gain and look through as you play the game. When you hit the start button, you get to choose your characters. Now, you start with the knight, which is a very basic character, and it allows you to see on the left your abilities, your stats, and everything like that. You've then got your archer, which you can unlock through doing ranged hits. You've got your spear, which you get from doing different unlocks as well. And then as you can see here, so you stun enemies 1,000 times, you will get yourself the Hammerman. Then you've got the Firecaster, you've got the Gravity Mage, you've got the Northern Warrior, you've got the Blade Master that looks incredibly fun. You've got the Guardian, you've got the Brute Fighter, you've got the Assassin, you've got the Engineer, you've got the Dark Gunner, you've got the Mercenary, you've got the Archaeologist, and you've got the Card Fighter. There's a lot of different characters you can choose here, and all of them have different characters, stats, and ways that they fight, which I really like. Once you've chosen your character, you can go to your levels. Now, as you can see here, I've survived 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes, killed the first boss, killed the second, not killed the third or the final. However, because I've got more than 4 stars, I can go here and unlock the Skelly Land, which I've not been yet. So this is where we're going to start our run on this video. Once we get more stars again, we can then get the Robo Zone and then Poison Hell. We need 20 stars for that, so it's going to take a while to do. But again, the replayability is there. Okay, so we're in the game, and as you can see, you are top down and you have to walk around and find things, and enemies will come at you. At the top of the screen, you will see that you've got your character name, your current level, the amount of health that you've got, the amount of time you've been running for, the wood that you've collected, which you're going to need for crafting, and the amount of gold you managed to collect as well. You have an area of effect for how much and how easily you can pick up gold, and it is upgradable later on. You can use your left attack and you can use your right attack, which is a throw as well as a defense. And when you've got your auto attack button switched on, all you've got to do is press the different attack button to change the type of attack, which once you get used to it is actually very easy to do and very quick and smooth. Luckily, you are able to move whilst attacking. It's not janky, so it's very, very smooth. And then once you've leveled up, you will have your bonuses here. So you've got every time gain coin, gain 10 experience, increase ice attack by 4, and increase defense. We're going to increase defense. We're going to go defensive on this because I don't know how tough these actual enemies are and how much they're going to take to get knocked down. You can see how much health you're taking. I have only got 12 HP left. I need to be more smart about what I'm doing because otherwise this run will be really, really short. So if you do die, it's not the end of the world because you will obviously keep the gold that you've got. And if you do struggle on one map, you can always go back to the previous map and just farm out for a bit longer to see if you can get more permanent upgrades that will make the next zone easier. Overall, I'm really enjoying this. I find it challenging enough that it keeps me interested without being so incredibly insanely hard that it takes me forever to progress. That is made exceptionally easier by the auto attack and auto aim buttons if I was to have the auto aim switched on, but it's not exactly incredibly difficult either if I chose to do it manually. It's more just for stopping my hand from getting sore, if you like, from pressing the attack button so much. This game is really fun. It's not that expensive. It's currently on offer right now on Steam, and if you want to have a look at it, there is a link in the profile down below in the description, and you can take a look at it for yourself and see if it's something you would be willing to buy. I really enjoy it. Like I've said, I've put a good couple of hours in now and I'm not bored. I'm looking forward to seeing how far I can get. These games always make me want to go further. They always make me want to progress. They make me want to see how far I can get, and in this case, not very far. So we're going to start straight again. We're not even going to wait and look at what we may be able to buy. We're just going to jump straight in. We're going to go back to Greenfield, but we're going to try in a different character. So we're going to see how the Archer plays for you. I think this game is very much worth your time, and I hope to see you telling me in the comments how good it is. The Archer is a bit interesting. So obviously you've got your range attack, which is the one you want, but if you want to hit manually, you can as well, which is really kind of cool. Early game, it's always wise to sit and get as much wood as you can so that you can get the crafting later. Crafting is done via a chest. So if you can find the chest, you can craft and get some nice upgrades that will definitely make your character way more OP. One thing I would like to suggest for the devs would be to have the health bar of the characters displayed. Not necessarily yours, but definitely the enemies, so that you know exactly how many times you're going to have to hit them before they die. It does make it a little bit awkward when trying to play, not knowing how many times you're going to have to hit them and how much time you're going to have to waste on each enemy to know whether you need to upgrade the damage or whether you want to be focusing on health and stuff. Now, it is important to note that because this is a new character, it looks like all of the stats are reset back to base. So your permanent upgrades are done per character, by the look like, which is fine. We're going to increase our attack area as well and really just see how far we get. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this game. I am really enjoying it. I think it's a really good introduction to the genre. It's not too difficult that you're not going to be able to sort of get around it, but it's also not so easy that you're going to just walk all over it and get really bored really easily. There is a ton of replayability, there's some really nice levels, and it looks like the development is continuing, so you'll be able to really get stuck in and see what else they have in store. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Ciao, ciao.